Conference. There we go. Hey everybody. Thanks for hanging with us if you're on the phone line. I'm going to just make sure that our webcast is working again. Perfect. We've got webcast attendees. We've got Facebook Live attendees. So everybody who's on the conference line, I just want to open up the lines for a sec and hear where you're calling in from and your name, and just know that our sound quality is working a little bit better now. So one sec. So who's on the line today wants to say hello and where you're calling from? Okay, I can hear you. I know you're there.
Hey, Amy, from Glide Guides.
Hey, we got Steven from Glide Guides. Who else? I see we've got people from Massachusetts, California, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, New York City, Canada, and wow, a whole bunch of places are coming in. So since we're a little late getting started, I just muted all the phone lines for everybody's privacy because I want to make sure that we're really serving people with the Facebook Live conversation. And so we've been running a little bit of a test here. And for anybody who's on the phone, if you want to see what a Facebook Live looks like, go over to our page, which is facebook.com products to profits. And we are doing a Facebook Live broadcast of this conversation. So you can listen through the phone line, you can listen through the webcast, or you can actually get a full multimedia experience over on our Facebook page. So the Facebook page is facebook.com/products-to-profits. So with that, let's kind of dive in. I know we have a lot of new people on the calls. Jeff was just down at the Small Business Expo last Thursday, met a whole bunch of people that are coming in to join us with these. And I'm very honored to have been invited to speak at Damon John's event this past weekend, and the panel was just off the charts, ridiculously phenomenal. An investor, me, somebody on manufacturing, somebody else on PR and social media. We had the gentleman who does the social media strategy for Starbucks was on the panel with me. So we were talking a little bit at this event about Facebook Live. And for anybody who doesn't know Jeff, this is Jeff Fretz. He runs our social media here in the company, and he's been monitoring some of the stats on what we've been doing with Facebook Live the past few weeks. So we thought we'd share a little insight and then talk a little bit about how you can use some of these strategies to promote your products here over the holiday season. Cool?
Cool.
Okay, awesome. So with that, I'm happy to take any questions, and Jeff will take questions too after we talk a little bit about this, but we wanted to illuminate a couple points. So Jeff, you ran some statistics on some of our Facebook Live videos. Maybe we should talk first about what the heck Facebook Live is. Okay. So do you want to share it?
Sure. Well, and then you can fill if I miss anything. So a lot of you may remember, or still know about Periscope, where people, start recording and you see them in their, a lot of celebrities on set, are sharing things, and it's live. It's happening at that moment. Well, Facebook now has done the same thing with Facebook Live. So you can just go to your Facebook page and launch from your mobile phone and launch into a Facebook Live wherever you're at. And you wait for an audience to be built, or you can just start talking and going into it. And when you're done, then you can post it to your page.
So the difference between Periscope and Facebook Live is the platform that you're doing the video in. And you have to think of it like your phone has now become a live TV station that you have complete control over the content, and the audience are your followers, your fans, people who have liked it, your friends. So in some cases it's a warmer audience, plus you can still use hashtags and add information and edit the post and save it and put it up to YouTube, all kinds of things. So typically, what are people using Facebook Live for that you've seen?
Everything and anything. I've just friends, I've seen them One of my friends I know, he does when he's cooking things. He just does Facebook Live. You see people at events. It's just there's just anything and anything. If they're at a place and something's going on, they just do a Facebook Live.
Okay, for example, we were at a party with the Connect Week. We were hosting a bunch of events all around innovation, entrepreneurship, building businesses. And at this party, there were blowtorch pizzas being cooked. And we did a Facebook Live of blowtorch pizzas being done. So you can actually find that on our Facebook page. And it was just something fun. Mm-hmm. And then other times, maybe we're sharing business tips, behind the scenes. Sometimes there'll be a funny video of our Chief Joy Officer, who's our dog. And the purpose of Facebook Live for us has been for you to get to know us better, to see some behind the scenes, to see some of what it takes to build this kind of business, and also to provide value to you like we're doing today. Okay, it's another platform and way to get your message out and have it be more complete. Cool? Yeah?
Cool.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So with Facebook Live, we've been testing. One of our mentors and dear friends kind of gave a little bit of a challenge recently and put it out there to do a lot of Facebook Live videos. So because we're marketers, because we're business people that are up to having the best results for our clients, we've been tracking our results and which way worked best, okay? So let's talk about the time of posting, because I know...
Well, let's kind of back up, just give you a little bit of how things... Amy has her own Facebook page, and I have mine, and then we have one for Products to Profits. Now, Amy could post a Facebook Live on her personal page, and I can do one on mine, but then each of us can also post one on our business page for Products to Profits. And that's kind of important to understand that as we talk about some of the things that we've done. And what was your original, back to your question was?
Well, on that, we're going to riff a little bit on this for a minute. What we've noticed is when we do them on the company page, yes, it's good for getting people to see our company page. However, when I've done them over on my personal page, I get more live engagement.
More reach and
more reach, more followers. So we've been balancing the two pieces.
Right.
And experimenting with what's the right way to build our audience on an ongoing basis in the moment, as well as for future. Because when someone comes over to our company page, they see more information about what we do, what we offer, etc. But when they're on our personal page, will they come over to the company page if we mention it? It's right. You'll get more engagement and more of your friends giving you thumbs up and things, which feels good, but doesn't necessarily drive a business result, depending on your business.
For instance, last Thursday I was at the Small Business Expo, and in the morning before the show opened up, I went ahead and did a Facebook Live, and I did that on the company page. And when I did that, I am looking at just some of the stats. I think on that day I had, where is it? I had 157 people. I reached 157 people having it posted on our Facebook page for the company. I forgot to share it to my own personal page and until Sunday. So this was Thursday. On Sunday, and I went and I posted it to my personal page. Well, within a day, the reach had doubled and the amount of video views had doubled. So that's kind of a little bit of the secret, is if you post something to your business page, share it to your personal page. And Amy and I have an advantage where there's two of us. So whenever we do something on our business page, I can share it to my personal and Amy can share it to her personal. And we can increase our reach that way.
So what are some other ways people can increase reach?
Tagging. If there's an event organizer, tag them in it. That can help a lot too.
So for everybody who doesn't know what a tag is, explain that.
Well, that's like last week or a few weeks ago was Pasadena's Connect Week, and their hashtag for that event was hashtag Connect16.
Okay, wait. And for everybody who doesn't know what hashtag is, I mean, if we're talking really basic, it's the thing that looks like an old school pound sign.
Yeah, it's the pound sign for
Tic-tac-toe
for those
sign,
of you
kinda
who
slanted.
who are in our generation. It's the pound sign. Hashtag, I don't know how that got about, but it's what it is now.
Right.
So,
So using hashtags. The other thing is you can mention people in the videos. So if you mention a Facebook follower or a brand that you like, that can increase the reach of the video too, because they will repost it, retweet it, and it extends your reach and your views of your message. For example, we did one with a client of ours, Christian Action Heroes. They were here in the office. We did a meeting. They got massive value, and we actually did a Facebook Live with them right in their meeting with us. So when we were doing that, we tagged them, and we tagged their followers, and we did a bunch of things. And their reach on that was something like 800 views, or I mean, it was crazy. Within 24 hours, it had been shared over 24 times. It had gone to multiple hundreds of people, and literally it was for free from one of our conference rooms.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's
And then they did their own the following day and got a lot of success with it as well. I can't remember the stats, but they were really happy and surprised.
Right. So for the purposes of you getting some insight here, we tested posting all different kinds of day. I mean, I did Facebook Live video on my personal page at 12:45 one night because I just had this promise to get it done. And I was surprised by how many people were engaging. And then we've done them early in the morning. I've done the middle of the day. I've done this time slot.
Sunday afternoon.
5:30 in the afternoon on a weekday to see what works.
And that actually is our number one post with engagement, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I was trying to look to see, well, what time of day, what posts, and for us, and it could be different for different people, it seems to be kind of all over the board as far as where and when. But just looking at it, it seems like morning posts do better, and late afternoon, evening posts do better than midday. And I can't necessarily find a topic. Our number one post that we've done, Amy was in Malibu on the beach about 5:30 on a Sunday afternoon and did a Facebook Live on our business page. Well, it had over, and I forgot to share it. She shared it and had over 800 reach. And she had over 149 views of the video. And what's interesting to know is that only 30 of those views came from actual people being on our page itself. 100 and the remaining 119 happened because it was shared to her page. And like I said, I forgot to share it to mine, so I have no idea how much more that reach would have been. Mm-hmm. That was our best one. Our second best one, we had during Connect Week, we had Mike Miller on a Monday in the evening.
He's a colleague who does investment work and runs investment accelerators and was talking about a pitch, and we did a Facebook Live of part of his session, so keep going.
Yeah, his reach, right here, we had like almost I can't read my writing, 620 on the reach, and again, his video views, we had 86 video views, and again, only 11 of those happened on our page. 75 of those happened because we shared it out to our own personal pages, so it got more reach. And the nice thing to kind of know too, that if you share it to your personal, people comment, that goes back to your business page.
So it all is under the source of where the video originated. Okay, so it's an important thing to remember for everybody who's doing products here. There are so many different kinds of videos you could do, and so let's talk a little bit about that and brainstorm some things with people. So if you have a product and you are launching it for the first time, you could do, here are just a few ideas, grab a pen because I'm gonna go fast. But if you miss it, you could go over to our company Facebook page and catch the live, because the Facebook Live recording posts to our company page, okay? So it's an important distinction that it lives on past just this phone call and the recording that we do internally. So types of Facebook Live videos people could do if you have a product. Give me a couple ideas, Jeff.
Talk about how you got started, what inspired you to start your product. You could talk about what your benefits of your product and why people would even want to have it. So there's all sorts of things you can talk about. I do feel people like hearing personal type stuff about what's going on with your product.
So if you have permission to be on the factory floor of where your product's being produced, you could show the machines running your first production run, which is kind of a variation on a behind the scenes. You could do testimonials. You could show your product being used at some event. You could do something from your first trade show. You could do a behind the scenes of, oh my gosh, I'm about to call this really big buyer. There's so many ways you can do it. You could show you and your kids and how you got inspired, where it started. If it's your garage, you could show your garage. Hey, this is the bench where I actually started making this thing. And the key with social media in general holds true here. Be conversational. When people are on your video, like we have some people on the video right now, ask them to comment, ask them to hit the little like button. So anybody who's watching the Facebook Live video right now, hit the little thumbs up, hit the star thing if you like what we're talking about and you want us to keep going. And you can also type in comments.
And like our page while you're there,
and too. Like our page, So you can ask people to do things and they will very likely follow you and follow the direction being given. So the statistics, I want to really talk about what they reveal. For us, for our type of business, it shows that noon, 11 a.m., not really our best time to post. Evenings, weekends, right after work, that's apparently when people are jumping on Facebook for our followers, our business. It's really important that you look at the analytics from your own perspective. So if you have followers on your Facebook page, you can look at the insights and it'll show you when your people are usually on Facebook. So I suggest that you pay attention to that. You could also experiment if you're up in the middle of the night and you have a product that helps people who have insomnia. Well, maybe you want to do a video in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So pay attention to when your people are on. Soccer moms, a lot of posting happens on Saturdays. If your product is directed at soccer moms, maybe you should post on Saturdays. Okay? What else should we talk about here?
Well, there is a lot of analytics in Facebook to look at because you can go in and look at what posts are performing well. You can see how many people are, it's interesting, you can see how many people are viewing your videos with the sound off or the sound on. Again, how many people viewed your video from your page or from what was shared, how many 10-second views there were. There's a whole bunch of different analytics that you can get kind of lost in all the analytics looking at stuff. But I think, like for us, we know that at least one post Amy did on the Sunday afternoon went really well, and we should try doing that again to see what happens.
Right. So the big thing is test. Whenever you have a strategy, test. And you could even do Facebook Live videos announcing that you're going to do a special sale, or that you're debuting a new color, or that your new packaging is coming out. There's so many different approaches you can use. So if you're going to do a Black Friday or a Cyber Monday, pay attention to Facebook Live. Those two sales events are coming up very quickly. I'll check the calendar if anybody wants, but it's coming up fast. So using Facebook Live, it will outperform just about any type of text or image post that you do to try to get organic reach, okay? It will do better than just about any other kind of post right now.
Yeah, and I know we're talking about Facebook Live, but keep in mind, if you post anything, an article, or you just put a post on your business page, you can still share that out too, and you'll increase the reach on it as well.
Right. So it's really important that you pay attention to the changes that happen in social media platforms, because for a while it was all about Periscope. Now, because Facebook is such a bigger community because of its foundation, a lot of people have migrated over to Facebook Live instead of Periscope. So with that, I want to make sure that we take some questions. If you're on the webcast, there's a Q&A box on the page. You can type some things there. If you're on the Facebook Live, please type your question, type your comment in the comments box. And we are watching that. We've got it facing us so we can do that. And then if you're on the phone line, what you're going to do today is press *2 on your phone, and that will raise your hand to ask a question. We're happy to help you brainstorm video topics. If you want to know how to set up a Facebook Live video, how to do it, what type of equipment you might need, we're happy to answer those kinds of questions as well. Phone lines, press *2, and that'll raise your hand. I'm going to check our Q&A from the webcast. Okay, perfect. So we've got quite a few people on the webcast, and let's see. Let's go ahead and answer this question about what kind of equipment people use. First off, if you have a Wi-Fi connection, you might want to use that because this will use your data plan. So you're going to use a cell phone primarily because it's the camera you always have. And we actually, when we got married back in September, we upgraded my phone to a iPhone 6s Plus because we actually live streamed our wedding because we had people that couldn't join us. So the 6s Plus is working amazing. 5s will work also. Android phones, Google phones, pretty much any smartphone. You want to try and hold the phone steady. Like right now, if you're watching our Facebook Live video, it's the Facebook Live phone that's doing this is on a tripod. There's a little attachment that you can get for a standard tabletop tripod. And then we usually just do it in vertical mode because it's just easiest for me. And the comments can scroll through the bottom. So what else do you need? Oh, good lighting.
Good lighting.
Please pay attention to lighting.
Pay attention to sound, especially if you're outside. I mean, you don't want to do a Facebook Live next to a busy street. You can also have a selfie stick too, especially if you're outside, because that could help.
Yeah.
Also keep in mind, depending on how you're doing it, I think you can, one of the cameras will have everything backwards.
Yes. If you are able to see your phone screen facing you, right? Like you're holding your phone, like pretend this is my phone. If I'm holding it and I'm able to see myself, then anything that's behind you is going to be backwards. Anything you hold up to the camera for people to read will be backwards, okay? So pay attention to that. We had that faux pas happen once. So just know that. And then there was one other thing. Sound quality. For sound quality, if you are using your phone, you can actually get a microphone that plugs into the bottom that you can clip on. It's called a lavalier microphone. You could get them online all over the place, and that'll at least minimize the wind noise, some of the other background noise, because it'll just pick up your voice better. When you are doing a Facebook Live, if you have the camera facing you so you can look and talk, and then you turn it around, the sound quality will drop. I'm not sure why, but something about the rear-facing camera versus the selfie camera, the sound picks up differently, at least with my iPhone. Yeah. So that's good to know. We had that happen when I was taking a picture of a video of our dog running up and down the hallway dressed for Halloween. So with that, if anybody on the phone line has a question, you can press *2 to raise your hand. On the webcast, you can just type it in the Q&A box, and those will come across. And then on the Facebook Live stream, you can type in the comments box. I want to make sure that we're still live there. Awesome. Some other questions that are coming across. How do you do this without seeming salesy? That's a great question. Mm-hmm. It has to do with how frequently you're asking people, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Jeff, what's your version of buy my stuff? Buy my stuff!
Buy my stuff.
So if you are constantly asking people to buy your stuff, instead of educating and informing them, you're going to burn your audience out.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Well, especially in this day and age where millennials are now the biggest generation. One thing they found out is they don't like it when things seem to be too advertising. So they'd rather follow people when they're not. So keep that in mind. So the more you advertise and become salesy, the less your biggest generation is going to want to follow you.
Yeah. And it's really important to kind of keep in mind that this is still social media. Okay? Be social on social media. Kind of a revolutionary idea right there. So you want to actually be engaging and ask questions and be interested in your people. Like when we see things posted on a Facebook Live, we try to comment in the video itself. Like I think Casey Eberhardt's still watching this live. Casey's awesome about networking and how to build business. He's great. You should definitely follow him. Casey D. Eberhardt. You could see on the live feed his signature. So I see we've got another question from Glide Guides, I think this is. So, hey there. Hi, Stephen. What's your question this morning?
Hi, Amy. I'm wondering, how does this transfer to other modes of, social media, even as far as, like you can the film clips be copied and used anywhere else? Or is it just on Facebook?
Great question.
Maybe transferred to a web page? Could they,
Yeah.
YouTube, anything like that?
Definitely. That is such a great question. Stephen, after you finish a Facebook Live video, it will ask you, do you want to save it to your phone? Do you want to upload it in HD? All of those things. So you can actually save it to your phone and then upload it to YouTube and basically repurpose the content that way. You could upload it to your company page. Or if your company website has a Facebook feed of Facebook posts from your company Facebook profile, it will show up there and it can rotate through that way. So great question. Does that help you?
Yeah, because like I say, I'm just having a problem getting things out like everybody else. And it's just a matter of trying to get them coordinated between all the different platforms that are out there.
Yeah, repurpose stuff as much as you can. So yeah, before you post it to Facebook, when you're done, download it to your phone. And then you can upload it wherever, like Amy said, then you can upload it to other places.
So there are some great tools for anybody who's trying to navigate posting to like a bunch of social media platforms. First off, do one or two of the platforms really well, okay? If you're trying to be on 7 different platforms and do them all really well, it's going to get really pretty exhausting. But there's some really good software tools. So let's see, we've got Hootsuite, which is Hootsuite. Hootsuite allows you to schedule posts. You can't schedule video that's live, but you can schedule other kinds of posts and then drop some live video in, as you go through your day. So Hootsuite is one. Buffer app is another.
Well, there's Meet Edgar.
Meet Edgar allows blog posts to be repurposed, and
yeah, shoot, I can't off the top of my head. I don't know if you can do video. I'd have to look, but
CoSchedule allows you to repost things. And then you can use another service called IFTTT that says, hey, if you post to this company Facebook profile, it will automatically retweet over on Twitter. Or it'll post all your Facebook photos to Instagram pages and boards. And I think it can also do Pinterest. I was just looking at it last night.
They've done some updates, so I think you can.
Yeah, and IFTTT is a free service.
Yeah.
So you can set up what they call recipes, and it'll automatically repost things for you. And you can set up some of your social media profiles to do the same. Is that cool, Stephen?
That helps a lot. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I'm going to mute your line for your privacy. We've got another question from the phone lines. This one is from someone whose phone number ends in 2577 from Indiana. Hi there. Who's this?
It's Carla Clay.
Well, hey, Carla. What's your question?
My question is, I was wondering if this is a good step for someone that's still in the beginning stages of their product. Because right now, I'm still in the prototype.
I think it's great for you to get used to being on camera. And so whether you're talking about your product, if you're really early stage and you want to file for patent rights, then a Facebook Live video would count as public disclosure. It may void your patent rights. Talk to your attorney about that. I'm not an attorney, so can't give legal advice, but that's my perspective. But I think that getting comfortable with the mechanics of going on a Facebook Live, with the mechanics of using your phone to promote in a mobile way is really, really important. We are only going to move more in this direction over the course of time.
And I was going to say, when you start doing your first Facebook Lives, you may not feel all that comfortable or confident with it at all. And you may feel awkward doing it. But, if you don't think you're ready to do something and talk about your product, well, don't. Just, if you go to a farmer's market, or you go to just any event, or if you're at the beach, just do a Facebook Live on anything you want. It gives you a chance to practice, build your confidence, see what's working, what's not working, and you just kind of go from there. And then when you're ready to really talk about your product, you'll have some experience with Facebook Live and you're more ready. So I would suggest just start doing anything, regardless of what it's about.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to get comfortable with technology. I'm pretty tech savvy, and I'm very comfortable on camera. I'm on stage a lot. So I think that makes a big difference. But I think you have to get yourself in practice with it and get over the fear of, oh my gosh, I'm going to look funny, or any of that, because trust me, everybody has that. And it's more important for you to become the person that you're meant to be on the planet than anything else, really. Becoming who you're meant to be is a really high path of mastery when it comes to us creative folks. Okay, so I think that, go ahead, jump in, get used to it, get used to technology, get used to using your phone. We have become a mobile society, and foreign countries, this is their main thing. They don't have PCs everywhere. They have mobile phones.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to do business overseas and reach those markets, it's really important that you develop a proficiency with this. Okay? Okay. So
Sounds good. Thank you.
you're welcome. I'm going to mute your line for your privacy. And then if anybody else on the phone line has a question, we've got time for one or two more since we started a teeny bit late. You can press *2 to raise your hand. If you're on the Facebook Live, just type it in the comment section. We'll see it there. And I'm going to go over to our webcast and double check our questions there. Okay. Great, there's some comments. So when you do a Facebook Live, it's important to have something that's called a call to action. You'll hear it spoken about as a CTA, and that's a what do you want people to do out of it, okay? What do you want people to do with it? A call to action would be subscribe to a newsletter. Click here to find out more about the product sale that you're running. Comment below. Like I've been asking people to comment. That's a call to action.
Like our Facebook page.
That's another one. Join us on a call. I did a Facebook Live about 10 minutes before this. We actually have some people that have been on the live feed and on the phone lines because I did a Facebook Live mentioning I was going to do a Facebook Live about Facebook Live.
Yeah, and you can even do that. You can do that from your business page. You can do it from your personal page and ask people to come over to your business page to watch it.
Right. That's exactly what I did this morning at about 10:45. So it's really important to pay attention to how this shakes out for your business, for your product. Pay attention to what times you post. Look at what your people engage with. And when you're looking at engagement, there's the social engagement piece where people are just kind of like, oh, I'm so glad to see you on video. And then there's also engaging with people that may be your perfect ideal customer or client. And so you want to balance it. It's really easy for people to get wrapped up in the ego of, oh my gosh, I have this many likes. Oh my gosh, I have that many, whatever. That doesn't necessarily mean it's driving a business result. Okay, so pay attention to the call to action that works. I know we've got some clients on the phone lines that are at different places. So just looking down through the list, Dina, when you're out and about at a trade show, for example, you could very easily do a Facebook Live of the cool party that you get invited to, or of the response in your booth. Robert, I know that you can definitely be doing some things when you get testimonial. If you don't have a testimonial video from the person, but they write to you with a testimonial, you could do a live video or a post that is you reading the testimonial and showing it in written form, or showing the printed out email of the testimonial. So a lot of different things you can do to get creative about this, okay? I'm gonna do one last call for questions. So you can press *2 to raise your hand on the phone line, type in the Q&A box for the webcast, and perfect. It looks like our Facebook Live feed is good. So with that, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and wrap for today. Jeff, thank you so much for coming and sharing some analytics and insights.
My pleasure.
Happy to have a conversation with anyone who wants some help with their social media. Jeff runs the social media streams for several clients of ours. So you can reach him at
jeff@products2profits.com.
Or phone number?
626-709-3850.
So for anybody who wants to know what that was, that is a call to action, okay? So have a great 2 weeks. We'll see you on the other side of Black Friday. Bye, everybody.
Have fun. And then download it.
So, hey, I see we've still got somebody watching our Facebook Live here. And there we go. Cool. So thank you so much for joining us with Facebook Live. And this is something that we're really looking to build and do more of. These calls happen every other Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. We do have a really good community. There's almost 700 people on these. And I would love, by the end of the year, to hit my goal of 800 people on these calls. So we don't always do a Facebook Live video. What I would request of you is I'm going to post in the comments below how you can subscribe to these calls. And I would love it if this is of value to you and you have a product, if you go and you get on the list to get a reminder. We send one out. Basically, you'll get one email a week at the most. And we always look to make it topical and useful to you for your product business and for what you're doing. So we do take topic requests. Please comment below with any requests you have. If this was valuable for you, I'd love to hear about it, okay? And with that, Jeff, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And to all of you, hey, thank you. Press the like button, the heart button, if you like what you saw.
And the like on the Facebook page, right above
If you like what you saw, let us know. Okay, and if there's something that we can do to serve you and help you have a bigger, expanded, fabulous product business, just let us know. You can reach us through one of the buttons on the Facebook page, or write to us at info@productstoprofits.com. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.